Betrayed by my own sister, kicked out of the company I poured my heart into, and robbed of my son's future, would I find a way to take it all back? My hands shook as I stood outside my own office, the glass door locked tight, my nameplate gone. My heart pounded like a drum, anger and hurt mixing inside me. Tell me what you think in the comments, and let me know where you're watching from. Let's dive into this story together. My name is Ariana Grande, and I was 38 when my world turned upside down. I'm a single mom to my son Ethan, who's 10 and the light of my life. His big brown eyes and goofy smile make every hard day worth it. I built a tech company called Brightstar when I was only 25. It started in my tiny apartment with just a laptop and a dream. Brightstar makes apps that help kids learn to read, write, and count. I worked late nights, drank too much coffee, and missed sleep to make it grow. Now, it's a big company with shiny offices and lots of workers. I was so proud. I saved every extra penny for Ethan's college fund. I wanted him to go to a great school, maybe become a doctor or an artist, whatever he dreamed of. That fund had $350,000 safe in the bank. It was my promise to him, my way of saying, "You can do anything, buddy." I thought nothing could touch it. I was wrong. My younger sister Sophia is 35. She's tall, with long blonde hair and a smile that makes people trust her, but she's always wanted what I had. When we were kids, she'd take my toys or copy my clothes. I thought she'd grow out of it. I loved her, so I gave her a job at Brightstar. She started as my assistant, answering phones and filing papers. She wasn't great at it, but I helped her. Then she begged to be a manager. "I can do more, Ariana," she said, her eyes wide. I trusted her because she was family. That was my biggest mistake. It all started on a rainy Tuesday. I was in my office, a big room with windows that showed the city skyline. I was working on a new app for kids to learn math. My phone rang, and I saw it was the bank. "Miss Grande, this is Mr. Carter," the man said. His voice sounded serious. "Your college fund account, it's empty." I froze, my pen falling from my hand. "Empty," I said, my voice shaky. "That's impossible. It's $350,000. He cleared his throat. "Someone moved the money to another account last week. We're looking into it." My heart raced. I felt sick, like I might throw up. I grabbed my purse and ran to my car, the rain soaking my hair. I drove to the bank, my mind spinning. Who could do this? At the bank, Mr. Carter showed me papers. The transfer used my company email, but I didn't do it. I called Sophia, my sister. I trusted her, and she used my own email to steal from me. My mind was a storm of questions. How could she do this? Why would she hurt Ethan like that? I drove back to Brightstar, the rain blurring my windshield like my tears blurred my eyes. I needed answers. I parked and ran to the office, my sneakers splashing in puddles. The building was tall and glass, my name still on the sign out front. I felt a spark of hope. I'd confront Sophia and fix this, but when I got to my office, the door was locked. My key didn't work. I banged on the glass, my hands leaving wet marks. My assistant Lily ran up, her face pale as the rain outside. "Ariana, I'm so sorry," she said, her voice shaking. "The board had a secret meeting last night. They voted you out. Sophia's the new CEO." I stared at her, my breath stuck in my chest. "What?" I whispered. Lily looked at the floor. "Sophia told them you were bad at your job. She said she'd do better." I pounded on the door again. "Sophia, open this," I shouted. The door clicked, and there she was, my sister, standing calm and cold. She wore a fancy red dress, probably bought with my money. Her smile was sharp, like a knife. "Ariana, stop making a scene," she said, like I was a child. "The company needs fresh ideas. You're out." I stepped closer, my voice low. "What about Ethan's college fund? Where's the $350,000, Sophia?" Her smile faded, just for a second. "I don't know what you're talking about," she said, but her eyes flickered. She was lying. My sister, my family, had stolen from me and taken my company. I wanted to scream, to shake her, but people were watching, workers, security, even a janitor with a mop. I backed away, my heart breaking like glass. I drove home, the rain loud on my car. My apartment was small but cozy, with Ethan's drawings on the fridge. He was at school, thank goodness. I sat on the couch, my wet clothes sticking to me, and cried. My sister betrayed me. She took Ethan's future and my life's work. I felt like I was drowning in hurt and anger. But then I thought of Ethan, his laugh, his hugs, his trust in me. I wiped my tears and stood up. Sophia thought she won. She thought I'd give up. She was wrong. I built Bright Star from nothing. I raised Ethan alone. I was strong and I was mad. I'd find proof, take back my company, and make sure Ethan's dreams were safe. I wasn't just a mom or a CEO. I was a fighter, and this fight was just beginning. Can you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, please? It will be a huge support to me. Let's continue to the story. The morning after Sophia locked me out, I woke up with a heavy heart. My eyes were puffy from crying, and my apartment felt too quiet. Ethan was still asleep, his soft snores coming from his room. I looked at his picture on my nightstand, him smiling at the zoo, holding a big blue balloon. I had to fight for him. Sophia stole his college fund and my company, but I wasn't going to let her win. I pulled on my favorite blue jacket, grabbed my old laptop, and headed to the library. I needed proof to take her down. The library was warm and smelled like old books. I found a quiet corner with a wooden table and sat down. My hands shook as I opened my laptop. I didn't know where to start, but I knew I had to be smart. Sophia was clever and she'd cover her tracks. I took a deep breath and called my friend Tara, who worked at the bank. Tara, it's Ariana, I said, keeping my voice low. Can you check who took my money, the $350,000 from Ethan's fund? Tara was quiet for a moment. Ariana, that's risky, she whispered. If my boss finds out, I could lose my job. I bit my lip. Please, Tara, it's for Ethan. She sighed. Okay, I'll try. Give me a day. I hung up, my stomach twisting. Waiting was hard, but I had other ideas. I emailed Jack, a tech guy at Bright Star, who'd always been kind to me. He fixed my computer once when it crashed and never complained. Jack, it's Ariana, I wrote. Can you check Sophia's work computer? I think she used it to steal my money. I hit send and stared at the screen, hoping he'd help. Jack replied an hour later. Ariana, I'm sorry about what happened, he wrote. Sophia's watching everyone here. I'll try to look, but it'll take time. I typed back. Thank you, Jack. Be careful. I felt a tiny spark of hope, like a candle in the dark. While I waited, I went through my own emails. I still had access to my old Bright Star account, though I was sure Sophia would lock me out soon. I found an email from the bank, sent a week ago. It said confirming transfer of $350,000 from your account. My name was on it, but I never sent it. Sophia must have used my email to trick the bank. I saved the email, my heart racing. It wasn't enough proof, but it was a start. That afternoon, Tara called back. I was still at the library eating a granola bar for lunch. Ariana, I found something, she said, her voice hushed. The money went to an account with Sophia's name. She used your company email to set it up. I printed the records, but you need to come get them. I almost dropped my phone. Tara, you're amazing, I said. I'll be there soon. I grabbed my bag and ran to my car, my sneakers squeaking on the library floor. At the bank, Tara slipped me a folder under the counter. Her eyes darted around, like she was scared someone was watching. Be careful, Ariana, she said. I nodded and hugged her. Back in my car, I opened the folder. The papers showed the transfer, clear as day, $350,000 to Sofia Grande. My hands shook with anger. My sister didn't just steal from me, she stole from Ethan, her own nephew. I drove home, my mind buzzing. I needed more proof for the police. I checked my email again, and Jack had sent a message. Ariana, I got into Sophia's computer, he wrote. I found pictures of her bank account. She spent your money on a red sports car, a big house, and fancy clothes. I'm sending them now. My laptop dinged, and there they were, screenshots of Sophia's spending, a $100,000 car, a $200,000 house, dresses that cost more than my rent. I wanted to scream. That was Ethan's future, not her playground. I printed everything and put it in a safe place, a locked box under my bed. Then I went to the police station. Officer Kim, a kind woman with short hair, listened to my story. I showed her the bank records and Jack's pictures. This is serious, Miss Grande, she said, writing notes. We'll talk to Sophia, but we need more evidence for a court case. Keep gathering what you can. I nodded. my jaw tight. I will, I said. I wasn't giving up. When I got home, Ethan was back from school. He ran to me, his backpack bouncing. Mom, I drew you a picture, he said, holding up a drawing of us flying like superheroes. I hugged him tight, hiding my tears. It's beautiful, buddy, I said. Mom, are we okay? He asked, his big eyes looking at me. I smiled, even though my heart hurt. We're going to be fine, Ethan, I promise. That night, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Sophia thought she was untouchable, living in her new house, driving her new car, but I was building a case, piece by piece. She betrayed me, but I was stronger than she knew. I wasn't just fighting for my company or Ethan's fund. I was fighting for respect, for family, for what was right. Sophia would learn that soon. I woke up to the smell of coffee and the sound of Ethan singing in the kitchen. He was making toast, his favorite song blasting from his little radio. I smiled, but my heart still felt heavy. Sophia had taken so much, my company, Ethan's college fund, my trust in family, but I wasn't going to let her keep it. I had proof now, and I was ready to fight. I just needed to be smart and strong, for Ethan and for me. A few days after my visit to the police, I got a letter in the mail. It was from Sophia's lawyer, a fancy envelope with sharp black letters. My hands shook as I opened it. The letter said I had to stay away from Bright Star or they'd sue me. It said I was disrupting business and spreading lies. I laughed, but it wasn't funny. It hurt like a punch. Sophia stole $350,000, kicked me out of my own company, and now she wanted to scare me into disappearing. I crumpled the letter and threw it in the trash. She didn't know me at all. I called my friend Mia, a lawyer who always wore bright scarves, and had a laugh that made you feel better. Mia, can you help me fight Sophia? I asked, my voice quiet. I was sitting on my couch, the morning sun coming through the window. Send me everything you have, Mia said. The bank records, the emails, those pictures from Jack. We'll sue Sophia for stealing and for taking your job. It won't be easy, but we can win. I felt a spark of hope. Thanks, Mia, I said. I just want Ethan's future back. Mia came over that afternoon. We sat at my kitchen table, papers spread out like a puzzle. Ethan was at a friend's house, so we could talk freely. Mia looked at the bank records and Jack's screenshots. This is strong, Ariana, she said, her pen tapping the table. We can prove Sophia stole the money, and we can show the board she lied to take your place as CEO. I nodded, but my stomach twisted. It'll take time, right? I asked. Mia sighed. Yes, maybe months. Court is slow. Can you hold on? I thought of Ethan's worn-out sneakers and our tight budget. I wasn't making money now, but I said, I'll make it work for Ethan. Money was tight, so I started selling some old clothes online. I hated it, but we needed food and rent. Every time I packed a box, I thought of Sophia's new red sports car, bought with my money. It made my blood boil. I wanted to storm her big new house and yell, but I knew that wouldn't help. I had to stay calm and keep fighting the right way. I decided to talk to people at Bright Star. Some were scared to speak, worried Sophia would fire them, but others were mad. I met my old assistant Lily at a small coffee shop. The air smelled like cinnamon, and the tables were wobbly. Lily's hands shook as she held her cup. Sophia's awful, she whispered. She yells at us, takes credit for your ideas, and acts like she built Bright Star. I leaned closer. Lily, will you tell the truth in court? I asked. Her eyes widened, but she nodded. Yes, Ariana, you don't deserve this. I hugged her, my heart a little lighter. I wasn't alone. One night I was flipping through TV channels when I saw Sophia. She was on a news show, wearing a sparkly dress, talking about Bright Star. I'm so proud to lead this company, she said, smiling like she meant it. We're doing big things. I turned off the TV, my hands clenched. She was living my life, using my work, my dreams. I wanted to throw something, but I took a deep breath. Getting mad wouldn't help. Getting even would. I started calling other workers from Bright Star. Some didn't answer, but a few did. Tom, who ran the app designs, told me Sophia was changing my ideas and calling them hers. It's not right, he said. We want you back, Ariana. I wrote down everything he said, my pen scratching fast. Every story was another piece of my case. When Ethan came home from school, he ran to me with a big hug. Mom, I got an A on my math test, he said. waving a paper with a gold star. I laughed and spun him around. "You're so smart, buddy," I said, but inside I worried. Without the college fund, how would I pay for his school one day? I pushed the thought away. I'd get that money back. That night, I tucked Ethan into bed. His room was small, with superhero posters on the walls. "Mom, are you okay?" he asked, his voice soft. I kissed his forehead. "I'm okay, Ethan. I'm fighting for us." He smiled. "You're like a superhero, Mom." I hugged him tight, my eyes stinging. He was my reason to keep going. Sophia thought she could break me, but she was wrong. I was building my case, finding allies, and getting stronger every day. This fight was far from over. The day of the court case came, and I felt like my heart might jump out of my chest. I stood in front of my mirror, smoothing my black dress. It was simple but neat, the kind of dress that said I meant business. Ethan ran into my room, his hair messy from sleep. "Mom, you look like a boss," he said, grinning. I laughed and hugged him tight. "Thanks, buddy," I said. "Stay with Grandma today, okay? I'll be back soon." I didn't tell him I was scared. I had to be strong for him, for us. I drove to the courthouse, my hands tight on the steering wheel. The building was big, with tall stone steps and flags flapping in the wind. Inside, it smelled like old wood and paper. My lawyer Mia was waiting for me. She wore a bright green scarf and gave me a warm smile. "You ready, Ariana?" she asked. I nodded, but my stomach felt like it was full of butterflies. "Let's do this," I said. I thought of Ethan's college fund, my company, and all the nights I worked late to build Bright Star. Sophia wasn't going to take that away. We walked into the courtroom, and I saw Sophia sitting across the room. She looked perfect as always, in a fancy gray suit that probably cost a fortune. My fortune. She didn't look at me, just stared straight ahead, her face calm. It made me so mad. How could she sit there like she did nothing wrong? I wanted to shout, but Mia squeezed my hand. "Stay cool," she whispered. "We've got this." The judge was a woman named Miss Lee. She had kind eyes but a serious face, like she didn't miss a thing. Mia went first, standing tall. "Your Honor," she said, "Sofia Grande stole $350,000 from Ariana Grande's bank account. That money was for Ariana's son, Ethan, to go to college. Sofia also lied to take Ariana's job as CEO of Bright Star, a company Ariana built." Mia showed the judge our proof, the bank records from Tara, the screenshots from Jack, and emails proving Sophia used my name to trick people. Then Lily, my old assistant, stood up to talk. Her voice shook, but she was brave. "Ariana was a great boss," she said. "She made Bright Star special." Sophia lied to the board, saying Ariana was bad at her job. Sophia took credit for Ariana's ideas. I felt proud of Lily. She was risking a lot to help me. The courtroom was quiet, and I saw Miss Lee writing notes. I hoped she believed us. Sophia's lawyer stood up next. He was a tall man with slick hair and a loud voice. "Ariana gave Sophia the money as a gift," he said. "She wanted Sophia to have it." My mouth dropped open. A gift? That was a lie. I wanted to yell, but Mia grabbed my arm. "Don't," she whispered. "Let me handle it." The lawyer kept going. "Ariana was a bad CEO. The board chose Sophia because she's better." My face burned, and I stared at Sophia. She still wouldn't look at me. Then Sophia spoke. She walked to the stand, her high heels clicking. "Ariana wasn't good for Bright Star," she said, her voice smooth. "I saved the company. The money? I don't know anything about it." I clenched my fists under the table. She was lying to everyone's faces. I wanted to jump up and tell the truth, but Mia kept me calm. "Our proof is stronger," she said softly. Miss Lee listened to everything. She looked at the papers, her glasses low on her nose. "I need time to think about this," she said. "We'll meet again in a week." My heart sank. A week? That felt like forever. I thanked Mia and Lily, my voice quiet. "You did great," Mia said. "We're close, Ariana." I wanted to believe her, but I was scared. What if we lost? I drove home, the sky gray and heavy with clouds. Ethan was waiting with Grandma, playing a board game. "Did you win, Mom?" he asked, his eyes big. I smiled, even though I felt wobbly inside. "Not yet, buddy," I said, "but we're fighting hard." He hugged me, and I held him tight. His warmth made me feel stronger. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat on my couch, looking at old pictures of Bright Star's first office. It was just a tiny room with one computer, but I made it grow. I thought about Sophia's lies in court, her fake smile on TV. She thought she could erase me, but I wasn't gone. I was still here, fighting for Ethan, for my company, for what was right. I closed my eyes and made a promise to myself. No matter what Miss Lee decided, I wouldn't stop. Sophia hurt me, but she didn't break me. I was ready for whatever came next. The week after the court hearing felt like the longest of my life. Every morning I woke up hoping for news, but my phone stayed quiet. I kept busy for Ethan's sake, helping him with homework and making his favorite pancakes. He'd smile at me, his brown eyes bright, and I'd hide my worry. I was fighting for his future, for the $350,000 Sophia stole, for my company Bright Star. I couldn't let him see me scared, but inside I was a mess, wondering if the judge would believe me. Finally the call came. I was washing dishes, my hands in soapy water, when Mia's name lit up my phone. Ariana, get to the courthouse tomorrow, she said, her voice excited. Miss Lee has her decision. I dropped the sponge, my heart racing. Is it good? I asked. Mia laughed. Just come, okay? I hung up, my hands shaking. I looked at Ethan, playing with his toy cars on the floor. Buddy, tomorrow's a big day, I said. He grinned. Are you gonna win, Mom? I hugged him. I hope so. The next morning, I put on my black dress again, the one I wore for the first court day. It felt like armor now. Ethan gave me a thumbs up as I left him with Grandma. At the courthouse, the air was cool and smelled like floor wax. Mia was there, her red scarf bright against her coat. You ready? She asked. I nodded, but my stomach felt like it was flipping. Sophia walked in, her face tight, no fancy suit this time. She looked at me for the first time in weeks, her eyes cold. I stared back, my chin high. She wasn't my sister anymore, not after what she did. Miss Lee came in, her robe swishing. The room went quiet, and my heart pounded so loud I thought everyone could hear it. I've looked at all the evidence, she said, her voice clear. Sofia Grande stole $350,000 from Ariana Grande's bank account. That money was for Ariana's son Ethan. Sophia also lied to take Ariana's job as CEO of Bright Star. I held my breath, my hands gripping Mia's. Sophia must pay back the money, Miss Lee said. She will also go to jail for 1 year. Ariana Grande is the rightful CEO of Bright Star. Tears ran down my face. Happy tears. Mia hugged me tight. We did it, she whispered. I looked at Sophia. She was crying, but I didn't feel sorry. She chose to hurt us. The board at Bright Star called me that afternoon. Ariana, we're sorry, they said. Come back. You're our CEO. I drove to the office the next day, my heart full. The glass building sparkled in the sun, my name back on the sign. When I walked in, everyone clapped. Lily ran up, her eyes shiny. We missed you, Ariana, she said. I hugged her, my throat tight. My office was the same. Big windows, my old desk, a picture of Ethan on the shelf. I sat in my chair and smiled. I was home. The bank sent the $350,000 back to Ethan's college fund. I checked the account myself, making sure every penny was there. I felt like a weight lifted off my shoulders. Ethan's dreams were safe again. I started a new app at Bright Star, one to help kids like Ethan learn about money so no one could trick them. It felt good to build something new, something mine. Sophia sent me a letter from jail a month later. I'm sorry, Ariana, she wrote. I was jealous. I messed up. I read it once, then put it in a drawer. I wasn't ready to forgive her. She hurt Ethan, lied to everyone, and tried to erase me. Maybe one day I'd feel different, but not now. I was too busy living my life. I made time for Ethan, no matter how busy work got. We went to the park on weekends, eating ice cream and chasing ducks by the pond. One day he looked at me, his face sticky with chocolate. You're the best, Mom, he said. I laughed and ruffled his hair. You're the best kid, I said. My heart was full, like it might burst. I thought about everything, Sophia's betrayal, the locked office door, the empty bank account. It hurt, but it made me stronger. I fought back, not with yelling or fists, but with proof and truth. I lost my sister, but I gained something bigger, knowing I could stand up no matter what. I was Ariana Grande, a mom, a CEO, a fighter. I built Bright Star once, and I'd keep building for Ethan, for me, for every kid who needed a chance. One night, I tucked Ethan into bed. His superhero posters glowed under his nightlight. Mom, did you beat the bad guy? He asked, yawning. I smiled and kissed his forehead. Yeah, buddy, we won. He closed his eyes, safe and happy. I walked to my room, the moonlight soft through my window. Sophia thought she could break me, but she didn't. I was free, and my future was bright.